Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
And we are underway from Houston. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
On 1st and 10, Knight. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A good start. One play, 10 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On 1st down, Knight. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now this throw caught left side. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. Knight. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and out will come the offense as they take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So pass interference to call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The official's letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the first quarter.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. They'll look to throw. Caught on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Now back to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Flyers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it's a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Knight. And his throw is going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Knight. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a 1st down right out of the gate.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. On play-action, they'll throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. Back to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 11 yards there, 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Right back to him on 1st down. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. 2nd and 9 now. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Hands it off out of the gun. Sharp there with his feet. Gets him a little extra space. And then drop just inside the 20. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
This one fielded at the 5. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Raiders. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Knight. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So, Charles, you look at this offense, so what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And this one is right through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Takes it at the 7. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down. Knight. It's complete. It's Gore. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, Knight. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Off the play fake, Knight. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st down, Knight. He's got Gore. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Looking to throw. Knight. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he puts it through. They're within 3. It's 13-10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. On 2nd down now, McIntyre. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Cougars who have the lead. The Cougars still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. The Bills looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And right now they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. The Saints trying to hold on and claim victory. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for our home team, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And the half will begin with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. They'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And it's incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down. Knight. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. 38 yards. And the Flyers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route. Often against the safety, you like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Knight. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now out comes Houston. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends are creating so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
2nd and 5. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there are going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Up the middle they go. McIntyre. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw on 2nd down. Knight. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards and time on 2nd down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Knight. Under pressure, they got him again. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. "51 yards on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston's offense taking over again. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the 3rd quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 78 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. McIntyre. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Knight. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You taking charge.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have...
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Flyers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. Looking to throw on second down. Knight. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On 1st and 10, Knight. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. On 1st down, Knight. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. To throw on second down. Knight. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Looking to throw. Knight. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Houston set to take over. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. They're looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. And they'll give them another shot here on the ground. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. And now here's a carry heading left. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the home team here, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.